even though there's nobody on yet. What's up? Man, been putting in the work. Been putting in the work in the wood shop here, man. People are ordering cutting boards left and right, which is a good thing. I've been going at it till about 4 or 5 in the morning every night, just trying to pump out as many cutting boards as I can. We are finishing this up, and then I'm calling a night. I'm not staying up that late tonight. Movie night with the wife. So, yeah. You got me for about 45 minutes here while we finish up this cutting board that I made out of all my scrap wood I had just laying around. And I made it long grain, and I didn't like the way it looked. So what I did was I cross cut it all, and I made the middle part end grain, and then I put like this walnut, maple, and Paduke border on the outside of it, because I tried it on another cutting board, and I thought it came out awesome. So yeah, this is what you got. I think it's really cool. I think somebody will love it. Let's see, we got Fix It Jimbo, and we got Roosh. What's up, guys? Thank you, thank you. I got another one over there on the glue-up table, as you can see. Over there, I just got done gluing her up. That's Purple Heart, Maple, and a little bit of Paduke in that one. I put up a Purple Heart one the other day on Facebook, and somebody saw it, and they're like, oh my God, I want that one. I'm like, well, you don't want that exact one. You want something that's more, customizable to you. So we used the Purple Heart and the Maple still, but we did a different pattern for her. So yeah, they're selling, which is a good thing. Let's see, I've sold maybe 6 or 7 this week in the last couple of days. So I'm happy. I'm doing woodworking stuff and getting paid for it. You know what I mean? I used to just do it for side money, but now I think I'm gonna try and grow this. I just think I'm going to try to grow this, just like I grew the bowling shops. I didn't start with much, and I grew that. So I made a name for myself. I can do it with this too. I know I can. I'm waiting for that Craig pocket hole jig power tool that they just came out with to get in stock at Rockler. Because as soon as I get that, I'm going to start making like TV stands and shelves and all kinds of cool stuff. Maybe a vanity for the house here just to push myself, see if I can do it. Wow, we got 17 people watching. That's crazy. What do you mean, the glue-up table? I thought that was the Roosh Pile corner. No, it's now the glue-up table. It's not really a table. It's a couple of sawhorses with a couple of 2x4s with some 1/4-inch plywood brad nailed into it so it don't move around. But yeah, that one will be finishing up tomorrow night, and then she loves it so much, she wants a smaller one made exactly like that one so that it's like matching. So yeah, they just keep selling. The more I make, the more they sell. And I'm happy. I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing to get into your work. Speaks for itself. Yeah, I tell you what though, if I am going to do this, if I am going to grow this, and if I am going to make a name for myself, I think I need a different setup. I think, because right now, I only got enough clamps for like 1 cutting board at a time. Nah, not really. I got enough clamps to do 2 cutting boards at a time. Clamps aren't cheap, guys. Even the Brennan parallel clamps from Harbor Freight, those are $30-40 a piece. I just bought 2 Bessie clamps. Those were $60 a piece. I tell you what, though. Holy cow, are those game changers. I hate that word, but Bessie clamps, I'm telling you, they are some of the best clamps in the world. When I tell you it just glides with a push like that, and then beep, the Bremen, you really got to mess with it and force it up there. so did you figure out what you're doing with them boards? What boards are you talking about? Sayer, remember the Frankenstein cutting board that I really didn't like the way it came out with all my scrap wood? Well, this is what I decided to do with it. I cross-cut it, made it an end grain, and then put like a border on the outside of it to kind of salvage it, you know? That's what I did right there. There's somebody here from another country. I have no clue what they're trying to say. All right, let me get my mask on. Let me get my sanders real quick, guys. Give me 1 second. I know we got 40 people watching. Don't go nowhere. Just gotta get my stuff, man. Gotta get my stuff, man. What grit's on here? It's 120. Can't see. Okay. Start off with this. Let me get a bat ray. Because we all know how much we like that guy. Mr. Bat Ray guy. Oh yeah, and I got a couple of CMT blades. The only reason why I got CMT blades is because I had like 35 Lowe's dollars. So they were pretty much free. So I bought a couple of 7 1/4s for the circ saws. We're gonna do some testing on those. And then I bought an 8 1/4 for the table saw from Acme Tools. So far, very nice. Very nice. For the price too, I'm all like, are these guys crazy? Like these blades, they're like the same price as like spider blades. Like I didn't doubt that they were good, but I mean, they're nice. They're nice. Definitely nice. 6'7". I don't know what that means. I'm 6'7", yes. Looks good to me. Worth at least $80 to me. Congrats on the real saw blade. If I had an address, I would have paid for the blades for you. I would have given you my address. You never asked me. I still got I hate ordering online. I just do. But I know Rockler sells the 12-inch one for the miter saw at Rockler. So I don't know what tooth I want to get. See, now that's the problem with just having one miter, right? I'd rather have like my big 12-inch miter for like my normal cuts. But when I'm at the end here and I want to do fine finish work and I don't want to have to fucking sand it off and all that type of stuff, I would really like to have like a 7 1/4 miter saw with like a more finer tooth blade. Right now, I think I got a 50 tooth combination Diablo blade on my, or maybe it's 60 tooth. I can't remember, on my miter saw. It cuts nice, but there are some times I would like a 72 tooth, you know, just for finer stuff. You know, when you're making your final cuts, when you're squaring everything up, whatever you're working on, so you ain't got to do all that excessive sanding and all that type of stuff. So I may end up going to get that Bosch 7 1/4 that you get for free. They got one left at my Lowe's near me. I may just buy the battery pack, get the saw, and return the batteries and get the saw for like $100, you know? Bro, did you steal my sweater? Nah, I got this months ago when we were in Daytona, Florida. I do got a 50-tooth combination, Sayer. That's what I just said. I got a 50-tooth combination. That's what I got on my saw right now. But sometimes it tears out. You know what I mean? Sometimes it tears out on me, and it pisses me off. Not all the time, but, you know, I'm backed up like 12 cutting boards right now, guys. Like, I've been up to like 4 or 5 in the morning every night just trying to get glue ups done, as many glue ups as I can, so that the next day I can plane them all, sand them all, and all that type of stuff. Which is good. I need the money because, yeah, well, the people that know me know the reason and what happened recently. So, yeah, but Sayer, the rigid 7 1/4 is going to cost $300. If I can get the Bosch one for $100 or free because you bought the battery pack, It's not going to be my main saw. It's just going to be something for smaller, finer cuts. That's all. You know, doesn't got to be spectacular. I got a spectacular miter saw that will do 90% of the stuff. It's just that there are some times I would like a finer tooth blade and I don't want to fucking change out the blade. I'm coming down with something, guys. It doesn't got to be dual bevel for what I need it for, Sayer. I know it's single bevel. It doesn't got to be dual bevel for what I need it for. I'm doing mostly 90-degree cuts right now. And if I got to do angled cuts, I'll just do them on the flex volt one. What up, Kansas? For what you do, you need a fine finish blade then. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I was also looking at the DeWalt planer today. They want a lot of money for that thing. They want a ton of money for that thing. And I was looking at the Rikon one at Rockler. They want like $200 less for that one. I know it's a lunchbox style planer, and the DeWalt one isn't. It is kind of a lunchbox, but it ain't at the same time. But man, they want $750 for that DeWalt one. I was like, oh my god, why? This should be like $450, $500. The rigid one at Home Depot is like $450. I was looking at that one. I don't know how much longer my Hercules is going to keep up. It's still keeping up, don't get me wrong. It's still doing a great job. But what's going to happen when I got 12 cutting boards, I got a plane, and it just decides to take a shit on me that day? And I just found out that doesn't have a 5-year warranty. I never would have bought it. I never would have bought that fucking thing at a 90-day warranty. I just found that out like last week, that it doesn't have a 5-year warranty on it. I thought all Hercules brushless type tools and like benchtop tools, like their table saws and that type of stuff, and their woodworking tools came with a 5-year warranty. That thing only came with a 90. I never would have bought it. Even though I only spent $270 on it, I still never would have bought it. So keeping my fingers crossed, but I know my luck. I know I'm going to have like 20 cutting boards I got to get done, and I know the damn thing's going to fucking break or something stupid's going to happen. Yeah, I know the DeWalt one goes on sale, P4 Life. I know, it's been down to like $550. That's why I couldn't believe it was all the way up to $750. All right, Roosh. See you later, bud. For your DeWalt, get a 60-tooth normal, as thin, cuts as smooth as a thick Nerf. Would you get a helical planer? I don't know. They cost a lot of money. I was looking at that Grizzly, but that's not helical. The 15-inch or something, the new one that just came up, but that's not helical. I don't know. A part of me wants to grow this, but a part of me also doesn't want to spend all the money on the best of the best type of tools and then have it not fruition. And then I just go back to tinkering and doing side jobs. So I'm kind of at a catch-22 right now. I think I'm going to keep waiting to see how this goes. And then we'll see how much head of, how much steam it creates. And then, kind of go from there. Yeah, drum sander too, Kansas. I was looking at those too. That thing would be so nice to have, a drum sander, It would be so nice to have. It would be so nice to have a drum sander. All right. I hate these things. I hate wearing these things. I just do. Sorry, I just talked your guys' ear off for like the first 15 minutes, but I got a lot of... They never fit my face right, dude. Like, I always got to have it like on the tippy tip of my nose because it just doesn't sit right. But yeah, I just got a lot of shit. Mini CNC. Yeah, I was looking at the Shark one at Rockler. It's like $1,500. I thought that was a pretty good price, and they were showing it in use and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I already got a laser engraver. So, I mean, I do got some stuff to make some cool, stuff, engrave some cool stuff into people's, woodworking things that they buy. But I also want to dive in a little bit deeper. I want to start making like, TV stands, hutches, coffee tables. What I really want to do is epoxy. That's what I do. Like I've worked with epoxy for the last 20 years. Like I know how to work with epoxy. Problem is though, like I don't have the drum sanders. When you got to do those, if you're doing a big table, say like a dining room table, say it's like, I don't know, just let's just say it's a smaller one at 6 feet, 6 feet long by 4 feet. You know, I don't got the equipment here to flatten that. You know what I mean? I would have to take it somewhere, pay somebody else to flatten it, and then you're not making the product, somebody else really is. They're kind of making a part of it. And I don't know, I've just never that I've seen other guys on YouTube do that, but it just never sat with me, right? You don't need the drum sander, man. I just did another coffee table with my routering flatting slab. Yeah, yeah, that looks interesting. Can't you make one out of some of those aluminum tracks? Put a piece of wood in there and put your router in there. I've seen something where somebody made like a homemade one. I may try that. I may try that for my first couple and see where it goes. You know what I mean? But that's what I really want to do. Maybe I'll start with some epoxy live edge cutting boards, maybe like little round tables, maybe like a lazy Susan for the table that spins around. I got a lot of ideas been going through my head this whole week. I've had nothing but time to think about what direction I want my life to go in. And I think I want to go in this direction. I just do. There ain't too many woodworking places around here. You know what I mean? There's some, but there ain't too many. And I already got a large clientele in the bowling shops. So I can just transfer them into the wood shop. You know what I mean? I can cross market. You know what I mean? So I'm weighing a lot of options right now. I got a lot on my mind, and just some angle iron and small casters. Yeah, I'll send you a pic of mine. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's get into this. I got date night with the wife. What the heck? Are you kidding me? My sander's not going to work? What was that all about? That's never happened before. That's crazy. Hold on, let me get this stupid dust out of here. That was crazy. It didn't want to turn on. That's never happened with any Bosch tool. That's never happened with any Bosch tool, and I pressed the trigger, it didn't turn on. I do use this a lot, though. I can't. My hoses don't hook up to it. Kansas. I don't have the adapters and stuff. I gotta buy them. A shop vac hose won't hook up to it. I've tried. I got a million different shop vacs. Not a single one will hook up to my sanders. Yeah, I know. But then I gotta fucking unravel the duct tape every time. Yeah. I'm going to Rockler tomorrow and getting the dust hose and all the attachments. It's like a kit. It's like $50. It says it works on any vacuum, so give it a try. Hello, Shaka Subham. I don't know your name, but you're from India. Hello. So I do got an interview with Midas on Monday. I don't know though. I don't know if I want to take the job. I don't know. I don't know. So if I take that job, then this doesn't happen. So. Oh, you and Kansas know each other? Going to get my hose kit, the one with the blue hose and all the quick change adapters. I love them so much. I own 6 sets. Yeah, they got one like that at Rockler with the blue hoses and all the quick connects and stuff. Gotta go with your gut. Your heart will keep you broke. It's sad truth in this world. Jimmy, somebody told me I put my blade on backwards today, bro. Like, I knew it was gonna happen. That's why I put it in the video. I don't usually play this game, but if I had 3 wishes, what would you ask? Uh, to not have any type of terminal diseases and that type of stuff. To help to help people out who need it the most. Homeless veterans, people that can't get out of their own way and need a push forward, and they just need that person to wake them up a little bit. And I don't know, just to be happy, man. Not that big, nothing that grand. What up, Snoopy? What up, Snoop? I think I'm going to do the rigid with the harsher grit. It's a little bit more powerful. It'll take getting this Skype out a little bit faster and easier. Although my baggie is kind of shot because Captain Dick kind of fucked that up. But, you know, when you love somebody, you let them fuck up your power tools, I guess. Stupid bag. Stupid bag. Alright, I can't do this with this one. It's too dusty. With that bag broken, it's just way too dusty. Woo-wee! Get all this dust out of the air. Hold on. I tell you what, that little blower sure does come in handy, man. Comes in handy a lot. I like that little blower that Savell sent me. It's a good little blower. I don't want to have to keep unraveling duct tape on and off of it. I'll just deal with the dust until tomorrow. It did cross my mind. Thank you, souls. Thank you, Ben. It's going to look even cooler once we're done with it. Once we get the oil on it. There you go, souls. There's the rigid sander. That's why I'm not using it. Because the bag's fucked. And honestly, this is a better sander than the rigid sander. It just is. This gets hot. This gets really hot. And with a big hand, my knuckles are always touching it. It gets really, really hot. This, I can do this. I can keep my hand on it. It don't get hot. Because Captain Dick doesn't know how to take shit off, and he just forces shit off. Instead of twisting it off, he thought it was just one of them bags that popped on and off, and he went and he ripped it right off. You guys want to see this in action? The 3-in-1? What's this got on here? Oh, that's got 120 on it. All right, we'll use the sheet sander for the 120 with this. Know what? Know what, souls? This is actually a neat little sander. It's got a third, a detail, and a quarter sheet sander that you can attach. It's got that crappy sandpaper on it, though. Let's see how it does. You want to see my new table saw? It's right there. There, you saw it. I got plenty of videos on it, Snoopy. I got another video tomorrow. If you remember, you'll see it tonight, but I got a video tomorrow coming out with the CMT blade on it. It eating through Purple Heart, walnut, ash, maple. It's just crazy. The blade? Yeah, I know. I got a video coming out on it tomorrow. So far, so good. fuck spider blades. Dude, Diligent Dave, has been doing spider testings and wanting me to do different spider tests. I refuse to do it because I've already done them. Their recip saw blades suck. I'd rather use fucking Hercules ones over those. Their saw blades suck. Like, I couldn't believe how bad that 40-tooth blade was. I could not believe how bad it was on that table saw. I made 2 cuts. Well, it didn't really make a cut. That's the problem. And I shut it down, and I put the old blade back in. Their paddle bits are less to be desired. Their auger bits, less to be desired. Their driver bits suck. Spider sucks. I don't understand the hype behind that company. No, he didn't. Hold on. Souls. Torque Test Channel said Hyper Trash was the best tool of the year? Seriously? Or are you just saying that? Did he really say that? All right, we're gonna have to come back to that because that's more like that 120 grit sandpaper is more like 220 grit sandpaper. It's that shitty shit that comes in the box because I couldn't find any sandpaper like that for the 3rd sheet sander. You can't find it anywhere. Not at Lowe's, Depot, Ace, nowhere. I just shared it on Discord. Yeah, that guy's a fucking idiot. I don't know if that guy's just stupid or he's getting paid by somebody. I don't know what it is, but he should just, leave his little charts and graphs in his mom's basement. He should leave those little charts and graphs right in his mommy's basement. Yeah, I know. This sander actually came with a hole punch to do that with, Souls. Yeah. Which I thought was pretty cool by Bosch to add that hole punch so that you can punch the holes in, your cutout sandpaper. Alright. There was just a tiny little bit of Skype that was bugging the shit out of me. What the fuck? bench cookies stay. I gotta get new bench cookies. These are wandering on me. I really shouldn't be entertaining while under the influence. You're always under the influence, Snoopy. You under the influence is just being normal. I thought that ripped. Jimmy, I'm going to leave you one of my old boots so you never be homeless. That's fucked up. I'd rather all your Milwaukee stuff. I gotta go, Phil. Let's have a great night, Josh. I'll send you some pics tomorrow of the router setup. All right, bro. Thanks, Kansas. Yo, Jimmy, broaden your horizons. I'm telling you, Milwaukee makes a good tool, but there's some great shit out there that trumps Milwaukee. I'm just saying, broaden your horizons a little bit. Especially if you're going to do some type of fix-it-up channel that involves tools and you want to do tool testing. A lot of people love Milwaukee, but there are some people out there that want to see different stuff. You know what I mean? Just a little word of the wise. What state am I in? I'm in New York State. For now. Actually, this would be better for the edges. This would be way better for the edges. I love Bosch sanders. I love them. I almost bought a corded one today. I almost bought a corded Bosch sander today because I'm in love with these cordless sanders. But I will say, when you got the battery on the back, even though this is it's pretty nicely balanced, I will say maybe having that corded sander would be nice. But I don't know if those ones will be like these ones, you know? I don't know if they'll be that much vibration free. I don't know. I've never used them. Southeast Alaska in the house. I'm in your basement. You're in my basement. I'm going to be getting into another tool brand soon, most likely Bosch, but Metabo makes some great tools at a fair price as well. Bro, you should have got in the Flex while you had the chance. Should have got in the Flex while you had the chance. Actually, you still may have a chance. They just took a bunch of stuff out of the rafters and Milos, and they kind of filled their cages back up a little bit. It was like stocked back up. All Bosch sanders are low vibration smooth, even the ones from the 70s. No Flex Zone? Do I like pew-pews? Okay. I'm going to say this once. I have never felt the need to have a pew-pew. I've never had a fascination with pew-pews. But I don't care if somebody else does. I'm not a pew-pew hater. I'm not any of them things. I think that they have their place in society for reasons, but I just never felt like I've needed one. I'm gonna be honest with you. My whole family are big pew-pew guys, but I just never got into it. And because I have a criminal record when I was 19 years old that condones me from ever owning one. So that's probably the main reason why I never got into pew-pews. I don't hunt anything. All right. I can't wait to hear Souls' comments on this one. What is that? What is that? Hello, Bill Clancy. How do I stain maple? I would never stain maple. It's so beautiful. If you can find maple that's got some nice grain running through it, I would just coat it with oil and call it a day. I think maple is beautiful on its own. I don't know why you would want to stain maple. But if you wanted to stain maple, you just get stained and you stain it. Yes, this is a Skill 12-volt sander. Yes, it only cost me 20 bucks. And yes, for the money, I think it's a pretty nice little sander. So, there you go. All right. That's all done with. I think we're going to go with, we're not going to go a quarter round over. I think we're going to go an eighth round over on this. We'll see what it looks like. If I don't like it, we'll put the quarter round over on it, right? Put all these over here right quick. Get all these sanders out the way. All right, let me wet this real quick. Actually, let me suck up the dust real quick. Hey guys, I can have a conversation with you while I use my shop vac. How nice is that? You can actually hear me while I suck stuff up. The Walt Sonic, baby. I love it. We wet this. Actually, we'll do the round over first. That's what we'll do. We'll do the round over first. Do I condition after sanding maple? Yeah, I would. Yep. That's how you protect it. It gives it protection, gives the wood protection, you know? Especially if it's gonna be like a cutting board or something, you wanna have food safe, stuff on cutting boards and stuff. We'll see what the eighth round over looks like on this. Come on, cocksucker. What should I do with this maple butcher block I made, guys? How should I finish this? All solid maple butcher block. I'm wondering if I should put a juice groove in it. What the fuck? Okay, why are you being a... Why aren't you working? All right. We got her. We got her lined up. I would definitely put juice groove in that thing. Yep. Maple and cherry chessboard. I'm going to do a chessboard with epoxy. I'm definitely doing that. I just got to get these cutting boards done, and then I'm going to do one, and it's going to have lights, and the lights will show through the epoxy. All right, wish me luck here. I like that. I like the 8th round over. I like that a lot. I use Diablo. I got a mixture. I got Diablo, I got Hercules, I got Skill, I try all kinds of different ones. I really don't have a preference because I'm just doing small stuff. I wonder if I should try to do these edges right quick. I've never done this before. I'll just do that with the sander. Or maybe I'll leave it. I'll just... I use Diablo mainly, just because that's what's available to me around here. I may try start using some CMT routers, because the saw blades have been so nice. I just told you, Diablo. I mainly use Diablo, but I do have some skill. I just used a Hercules router bit right there because that's the only 8th round over bit I got. But I mainly use Diablo. right now, based off of what I've been using, CMT. Table saw, miter saw, circular saw. Can't deny it. I've been using them here all day long, and they are buttery smooth. But on my miter saw, I got a Diablo 50-tooth combination blade. Where do you sell your products? Flea market, craft fair, website? No, word of mouth. I own bowling pro shops, and I get a lot of my customers that I drill their bowling balls for. And I just post different cutting boards up on Facebook, and people say, I want that, or I want something like that. Can you make me this? I really like that 1/8 of an inch round over. I like how it gives it a different look. I just like that. I may be using 1/8 inch round overs more. It just gives it a nice, clean, crisp work. Look, I'm not saying the 1/4 inch round over doesn't do the same thing. I just like how this 1/8 inch round over looks. All right, let me go get some water. Water pop it. We're gonna water pop it and then oil it up. So yeah, if anybody's interested in my work, cutting board wise, you can just get a hold of me on here or email me. My email is in my bio. And we can pretty much make, I'm going to start doing, I think I'm going to go to Rockler tomorrow, get that vac hose attachment. I'm going to get the mold so I can start doing epoxy wood cutting boards, like river cutting boards, and maybe like a Lazy Susan. But this has got 9 different woods on it. 9 different woods. They were all just scrap wood I had laying around. I made it in the cutting board. I didn't like the way it came out, so I cross-cut it all. And I made a part of it end grain, and a part of it not end grain. I don't know. I don't see too many people doing that. Maybe that can be my shtick. I've done a couple like this, and people really like them. All right. Now for the best part of this whole process. Okay, what are we going to use tonight? Well, we can use our regular mineral oil, right? We can use some beeswax with some citrus in it. Or we can go with the good stuff. A little Odie's board butter. This stuff here is like 70 bucks a jar. I really don't like using it unless it's on like a customer's cutting board. So I think we're going to start with this stuff. And then once this soaks in, I'm going to finish it with this. Nice, nice Honduras mahogany, nice. Do you like Milwaukee Smokeout Packout? You're fucking crazy, Snoop. I have Diablo as well. In my small hometown, we only have Diablo, Milwaukee, and DeWalt blades. I have to order CMT blades, but definitely going to do it. Yeah, I waited for a while, too, because I couldn't get CMT blades in my area, and I finally broke down the other day. And said, because I had a lot of Lowe's cash, so I got a couple off of Lowe's, and I ordered another one off of Acme for my table saw. Oh, this is awesome. This came out for a bunch of scrap wood, throwaway stuff. This came out good. Look at that. Look at that. See how the wood there's got something going on with the... Doesn't that look awesome, guys? It's fucking awesome, ain't it? Yeah, Picasso cutting board. Is that baby oil? I don't know. You should ask P. Diddy about that. No, it's cutting board oil. It's a mineral oil that seals the cutting board, and it's safe to use with food. Man, that wood did some funny stuff, didn't it? Look at that. It's got like these little... That's so cool. That's cool that the cherry did that. I've never seen that before. I don't know if that was just like stained or... I don't care. It looks cool. I like it. I like oddities like that. You know what I mean? It makes it a one of a kind. Well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? I know. Not bad for a bunch of throwaway wood, huh? Not too many people are doing the end grain with like the border that's not end grain. I think that's going to become my shtick. Stuff that people normally don't do, I like doing. Thank you, Snoopy. So, there she is. Another cutting board. We're not going to put feet on this one. We'll put feet on it when it sells. I got to use my feet I got for customers that I've already paid. But yeah, this is available. If you like it, let me know. We'll make a deal for it. It's not a large cutting board. It's not a small cutting board. It's like a medium size. Perfect for like, honestly, if you just wanted to set this on your counter and have it be like a piece of art and use it once in a while, that works too. I kind of want this oil to soak in right quick, and it is soaking in pretty quickly, because I want to use that Odie's stuff. I got so much oil on this rag, it's just protruding out of here. So this stuff is like a paste. This stuff here is $72 a jar. $72 a jar, guys. It smells phenomenal. Something like this, Tractor Man, something like this is like, I don't know, 90, 100 bucks. I really haven't thought about it and how much money I got in the wood and time and stuff like that, but in that $80 to $100 range, it did come out phenomenal. I'm very happy with it. 9 different woods. You got, this is canary. These little marks here are wenge. Okay, wenge. This right here is cherry. I don't know what these are. Those may be cherry as well. I think they are cherry. This is Paduk. This is more wenge. Honestly, I think that's like some type of like Doug fir. It's just three little pieces of Doug fir I put in there. You got purple heart. You got more canary. Up top is walnut and maple, and then Paduk with the skinny strip. So yeah. Oh yeah, and the little yellow strips, that's yellow heart. So 9 different types of wood. Would I take $67? What's up with you guys in the 67s tonight, huh? Where do I find the wood? I go and I buy the wood. I buy it at Rockler. I buy my wood at Rockler because it's just convenient. When I go there, it's all there. And they are having a sale not too long ago. We're 30% off all lumber. So I kind of stocked up then on a bunch of wood because it was dirt cheap. But yeah. But for like maple and stuff, just like maple, I'll buy that at like Lowe's or Home Depot because it's cheaper. But as far as everything else, it gets bought at Rockler. I think that came out phenomenal. I am very happy. This may be my favorite one. This may be my favorite one yet. Come on. Look, it already absorbed. Look, that already absorbed. That's how quick that stuff absorbs. Especially when you hit it with the water, it opens up the grain and the pores, and it just soaks up that oil so quick, like a sponge. Yeah, the edges are walnut. Yep, this is walnut right here. Yep, walnut, Paduke, and maple. I think it came out phenomenal. I probably should have went live for the whole process of this. This middle part, guys, was a whole cutting board. I had already had a cutting board. I had it all glued up. I had it routed. I was about to oil it, and I'm all like, I don't like the way it looks. It was just a bunch of different colors all over the place. I didn't like the way it looked. It didn't look right to me. So I said, screw it. I put it up on the table saw, and I cross-cut it all, and I flipped them up, and I made it end grain with this goofy pattern, but it was too narrow. So I said, I'm just going to make a border, you know, put a couple inches here, a couple inches there, and it'll make it big enough so it's usable, and we'll see how it looks. And I tell you what, I think it came out phenomenal. Can I reveal my hairline? I got hair, man. I got tons of hair. Like, tons of hair, bro. My hair grows like a weed. All right, let's put some of this board butter on here. Let me get another rag to wipe off this excess. Let's put a coat of board butter on it. You can also use the citrus beeswax. That worked really good too. This is your cheapest one. Okay, this is just basic stuff. But if you're doing a real high-end cutting board, like somebody's paying $250 for it, say you did like a 2-inch thick butcher block that's 16 inches long and 12 inches wide, and it's end grain, and they're paying you $250 for it, I like to use this, the Odie's board butter or wood butter. It's very expensive though. It's almost like it's like wax for your woodworking projects. It's like a wax. That's how you apply it, at least. It's like a wax. And that will last forever and ever. That thing right there will last forever. Quit hitting on my husband? Okay. Alright. So we'll get a little goop of this stuff in. It says apply a liberal amount, whatever the fuck that means. But we'll just... Oh yeah, it gives it like a... Gives it like a nice sheen. I guess you're supposed to apply this and then wipe it off 20 minutes later. Like buff it off like a wax. Like say like you're waxing your car. Good night, Jimbo. Thanks for coming on. I'm getting out of here soon, too. I'm already 20 minutes past what I should have been. I told Christina 12:30, and it's 12:50. So I got to get out of here, guys. I just wanted to try this real quick. We'll put it on the other side. I mean, it gives it that nice sheen. If it gets wet, does the oil get in the food? No. No, you let this, you don't give this to the customer. You let it absorb. You put You put one coat of oil on, you let it absorb for 5-6 hours, put another coat of oil on, let it absorb. The next day, put another coat or put a finishing product on it like board butter or beeswax, okay? And you let that sit, and then you buff that off, and then that's good. It is sealed. There is no oil that's going to get into your food. You can use it, wash it, but every few months you should apply some oil to it to keep it hydrated, okay? Because water dehydrates wood, food products, all that type of stuff. So yes, about every few months you want to give it a nice coat of oil. There is some upkeep with these, but you buy, this is like $10, $8-9 at Lowe's, you know. You just have it there, and every couple of times a year you hit it with it, and this cutting board will last you a lifetime. We can also do custom engravings into the cutting boards. I got a laser engraver. So say you want, say it's a gift for your mom, you can put a little something engraved on it for your mom, like mom's cutting board, mom's recipe, whatever the case you want on there. I've done that before too. So we can do that type of stuff as well. And thank you to Wayne Lux for sending us that laser engraver. It's a pretty cool little tool. I like this board butter stuff. It gives it like this, you guys can't even see it on camera, but it gives it like this nice, like matty sheen over it. Not like super shiny, just like a nice matte sheen over it. All right, now we let that sit. And then you buff it off with a dry rag. And then boom, you're good to go. Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah. You gotta let it cure a day. Yeah. Then you buff it off. But yeah, you don't give it to the customer right after you're done treating it, is what I'm trying to say. What's a quantum helix? That's a bowling ball. Quantum helix is an old bowling ball from back in the 90s. Thanks, Ben. I think it came out phenomenal. This may be my best cutting board I've ever made. I'm gonna put that in that category. I'll show you another one that I did similar. We did the same type of thing with this one. This is cherry, walnut, and maple. Same type of thing. The middle is end grain. This one's got the little feet on it. There was a few little cracks in it, so I got that curing up with epoxy. Tomorrow I'll sand it off and I'll put some board butter on it, and this one will be ready to go out too. Scroll up, Josh. Why? It's only $8.59 in Alaska. That was a good hand towel? It's fine. It comes out in the wash. I've been doing this for months. Don't worry, I'll buy more. Harbor Freight's got a deal right now on rags, like that big pack of rags for like $2. I buy those by the boatloads. All right, I got to get out of here, guys. I know. I just answered him about the quantum helix. He asked what's a quantum helix. The quantum helix is an old Brunswick ball from back in the 90s. It had a solid cover stock, and then it had a ring that went around the whole ball where your track is in pearl. So it would start off hooking, it would start rolling on the solid part, and then it would transition as the track flared, it would transition into the pearl part, and it was supposed to give you this different look and the best of both worlds, but honestly, it was a gimmick. Or original Pulse 3D hammer. Neither. Quantum Helix, original Pulse 3D hammer. Neither in today's game. You got to remember, guys, when those bowling balls were made back then, there was way less oil on the lanes. Everybody was still bowling on wood lanes pretty much. Now there's quadruple the amount of oil on the lane, and everybody's bowling on plastic lanes. Them type of bowling balls just don't match up in today's game. They just don't. I don't care how good they were back in the day. They just don't match up in today's game. And I don't want to get too involved with the bowling thing. But if you want to know more about bowling, go seek out Bowl U. That's Rick Benoit and Brad Angelo's bowling instruction clinics. I am heavily involved in that. I bowl for Team Bowl U at Nationals. There's a reason why we're in the top 10 every year at Nationals. It's because of Bowl U and how we bowl, not, you know what I mean? It's how we strategize, not actually throwing the ball. I could go on all night long about bowling, guys. I'm very passionate about it. I know my shit when it comes to that. So we're not going to get too deep into that. If you got any bowling questions, head over to the 10 in the Pit Pro Shop on Facebook, or head over to Wednesdays with Brad and Josh on YouTube. We got hours of instructional videos on that YouTube channel. I really haven't done much with that channel. I just uploaded the videos and let them be. But if you want to learn how to bowl better, go to Wednesdays with Brad and Josh YouTube channel. Give it a subscribe and a like. And there are countless hours and hours of free instructional videos that myself, Rick Benoit, and Brad Angelo show you guys, with a bunch of ball reviews. We've interviewed Walter Ray, Norm Duke, Pete Weber, Parker Bone, Mika Koivuniemen, Tom Baker, AJ Johnson, EJ Tackett. Jason Sterner's a good friend of mine. He's been on the show plenty of times. Go check out Wednesdays with Brad and Josh if you want more bowling stuff. Ask the questions there, and we'll be more than happy to help you. Or just tastes good. Yes. What up, LFL? You're just coming into the end, buddy. Do you play Clash Royale? I don't know what Clash Royale is. What is that? Bro, better call it a night before Miss Squash puts everyone in the corner. Yeah, if it's a video game or something like that, I don't play them. I don't have time. My games are going out and bowling and competing. That's my video game. All right, I got to get out of here, guys. Maybe we'll be live tomorrow and we'll finish off the cutting board that we got curing over on the glue-up table. And thanks, guys, for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you're interested, let me know. Talk to y'all later.